Trophy. I think we know about two CAF Champions League trophies during the time of readmission to international football as South Africa. But now, especially from an ACA point of view, what's your reaction to this?
Very excited with the new trophy. I think it invigorates club football and club competitions. I think a bold design, one that looks to the future but also has heritage, but also celebrates Africa and its minerals and its richness. So a beautiful design, well done to all involved, but certainly an inspiration for clubs, for club football and for clubs who want to take their brands to the next level, and also for our young talent on the continent.
One of the things you've been clear about is ACA is also the commercialization of the game, and just to have a reveal for this, what does this do for that element?
Very important. The commercialization of club football is key, and to have a partner like Total Energy, look at how they've activated this trophy reveal. Very important. Shows their commitment to the game, and this is what we need for clubs to be able to be recognized, for the club space to be acknowledged. And I think this is very important. This is another sign of the work that CAF is doing together with the ACA and other partners to make sure the club football and the commercialization of the game is uplifted.
What do you make of the strides, Jess, that CAF and the Champions League in particular has made? We know that this is a tournament that historically, when teams go away, especially South African teams, they would suffer the dark side of it. But we don't see that in it's very professional, it's top-notch, equivalent to Europe even. What do you make of that progress that has been made?
I'm excited by the progress that's been made. I'm excited by the maturity and the professionalism that you're seeing from all the clubs. And I think African clubs are realizing that working together and competing on a level playing field is a lot better. Before you had the shenanigans, you couldn't get into your training grounds. Look, we still have some of the tension here and there, but certainly I think there's an understanding that the game needs to evolve. And you're seeing that in terms of clubs collaborating, engaging with each other, and being a lot more professional. And it makes for good football, and the focus is on the football, not on what's happening off the pitch, which is what we need for the game to thrive across the continent.
Kaizer Chiefs are back in the CAF space. Just your thoughts on that?
Very excited that Kaizer Chiefs is back in the CAF space. It's been long overdue. Obviously, we were in a final just a few years ago, but certainly to be back now, having won the Nedbank Cup, and just ready to really showcase who we are as Kaizer Chiefs football, Chiefs brand is very exciting, and our supporters are very excited about it across the continent.
Okay, just also on the CAF Champions League, when I was in Egypt recently, I saw that Al Ahly now has a women's team, Zamalek has got a women's team, and I think it has changed the picture of women's football in Egypt. I mean, the team that beat Sundowns last year, Mazar is also a team that is linked to the right foot drill. How important is this? And seeing now big clubs moving into the space and not just partnering?
No, I think it's important. I mean, what women's teams are achieving now, because they're legitimized, and it's not just only about partnerships, but really about teams having women's teams is important. And I think what's going to be key for other leagues is to start looking and saying, should we have professional leagues so that our women have a space to play in, and other teams like Kaizer Chiefs can have women's teams to be able to play in that platform. So it's very, very key.
So you're moving into that space as well next season?
Well, we have to. We have no choice. I think it's going to be a staggered approach, but certainly something we have to look at. But certainly I think South Africa has to look at professionalizing, because the current status needs to be reviewed to make sure that it's feasible. Clubs are struggling. They don't have the financial resources to hold it up. And you're seeing that at the Sasso League, at the Hollywood Bets League. So I think we need maybe a bit of a Bosparad, a get together for women's football to say, what's the vision for it? Where's it going? So we can play meaningfully into it and not have it as lip service. That's one of the things we as Chiefs have tried to say. How do we do it in the best way possible? And obviously that's something we're looking at. And obviously now with us being in CAF again, it's important that we do it and we do it right.
Thank you, Jess. Thanks, guys.